Good morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Caddy
Good
Yeah.
morning.
and Roman. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm not
Yeah.
in return yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, everyone, here we are. This is what the show is about. It's about dogs after the pandemic. There has been a huge surge on the return to shelters, and then also we want to discuss what the heck is happening here. Every state seems to be just inundated with parvo and distemper. What to do about it? What the real cause is? What's really going on? We're going to look at or try to find out what can be done outside of knowing that your pet is vaccinated, what you can do in the home. So let's begin with the number one thing about pets during the pandemic are being returned in record numbers. So let's take a look at this video.
Discovery Plus is your home for all.
And of course, we don't want to watch that.
Every season.
Welcome back, everybody. A Seminole County animal shelter says it's seeing too many abandoned animals come through the doors.
As Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie found out, it could be a negative side effect of the pandemic.
In Sanford, at the pet rescue by Judy, there are more than 120 dogs and cats waiting to find their forever home.
We're doing as much as we can. We'll take as many as we can. And usually I get hollered at from my staff. I go, well, you got room for one more. Push a crate, make some more space, because we're trying not to turn people away. But, even us, there's only so much that we can take in.
Owner Judy Cerullo says the pandemic first brought some relief to the nonprofit shelter as adoptions increased, but now are seeing pets returned and abandoned, some emaciated, flea-infested, or worse.
When it started, everybody was, being left at home, and everybody then, wanted to come save an animal. But now, either due to finances, they don't have the money now to keep bringing money in, so they can't afford them. So they're letting them go and they're giving them back. So it's just a vicious cycle.
She says they've taken in more than 50 animals over the last month, pushing their budget and space to the limit. She says they need volunteers, foster families, and donations to meet the need. Judy says folks can even foster for a weekend or take a dog for a walk before making the big decision. All of the pets are vaccinated, spayed and neutered, and treated for all health issues.
If you can't give a good home, you're not going to hit one of my animals.
And adds that anyone thinking about adoption should consider their finances and the time it takes to train your new pet. In Sanford, Amanda McKenzie, Fox.
So, Roman, that where I come from in something like this, if you think about it, really, haven't people gone and they adopted the pets during the pandemic for two reasons? One, because they wanted to have companionship, they were lonely. Two, more than two reasons. Two, they felt that they could provide something because these animals were stuck in a shelter. They weren't being adopted, so there was a really good. It was good what people did to want to help them out. But now here they are faced with either having to go back to work, or during the time when the dog was there, maybe there was no socialization, there was no interaction, and maybe sometimes it may have been harmful, sometimes it may have been really good, but for some reason they're giving them back now. So Roman, what is the
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, we have a disclaimer.
Go ahead.
We have to make a declaration that we refuse to return Roman. We want to keep Roman with us for years to come. So we're setting the good example,
Okay.
and we're not returning Roman. So carry on, Roman, please.
Okay.
My tail wagging.
Yeah, there you go.
So the first thing that I noticed, talking with colleagues internationally, that it's not just in US, it's in England, it's in Germany, it's in Greece, it's everywhere. People try to help dogs, they get emotional, they try to help dogs out of the shelters. Some people just took the dogs into their homes because they knew there was nobody there caring for them at the shelters, right? But thinking with the heart is one thing, but then at least you have to switch on the brain and see the consequences of it. I have a dog in my house. Now I have additional obligations. Many people lost their job. Many people jobs are at stake. Some people had not being able to pay the bills, and now they have to be moving out of that house. There are all these things happening right now, and I don't want to blame anyone for going that route and surrendering the dog. I just want to help people who haven't done it yet to reconsider, because there is a way out of things. So the first reason I see people surrendering the dog is separation anxiety, aggression towards family members and strangers. People going back to work, the dog goes nuts. They don't have the financial background to hire a pet sitter or send the dog to daycare. And at some point says, you know what, I just wanted to help out, and now it becomes a problem. Well, maybe the rescue should find an adopter or a foster. And these are things that are kicking in. Then you want to bring the dog to the vet. That's another story, because you have a waiting list, right? You cannot go with your pet to the vet. You cannot even hire a trainer because you're on a waiting list. Everything is on waiting list right now. I ordered a crate for my dogs. I had to wait for 2 weeks to get one. Simple things, right? Now, we have.
You can order from Amazon, and Amazon is overnight delivery.
Right?
If
I do support local businesses, so I went that route. But
Okay.
yeah, I can order it online too. Now, the problem that I see here is people are not aware, and I need to point the fingers towards rescues and shelters for not properly educating the people of the whole picture. It was all about getting rid of the dogs, all about taking the dogs in. Many good rescues educate and follow up with the rescues, have support systems in place. And they're educating the fosters or the adopters how to handle those situations. There are protocols in place, what to do with separation anxiety, how to do the feeding. And if a person has a problem with food, they usually call the rescues, and the rescue supports them whatever they have in stock. It's a little bit more complicated, but there are options. So before you pick up the dog and says, I'm done, my dog chewed up my carpet, chewed up my door, the landlord wants my dog out of here because he's doing damage to the property. You have to go, number one, call a rescue and talk to them. Ask for help. Some rescues have people on board that can help you with a solution if you don't have financial background. There are organizations in your town, surely, that support you, humane societies that support you in that case. They have trainers on board. They can actually do a phone consultation. It doesn't cost a lot. It's maybe nothing, maybe a couple of bucks, just a donation. You'll be up and speed and running. Sometimes asking help in social media will get you help, but likely not, because people don't have the big picture. They only, see whatever they think it is, and you're trying hard to help your dog, but actually you make it worse because all these methods don't work, or most methods don't work, and the dog gets more frustrated and the situation becomes more tense. If there is a situation where your dog is reactive, you have to call a behaviorist, not just a trainer. A behaviorist will help you understand why it's happening, will help you build up a training plan. Usually in one session, you can get a better picture of what's going on and how to solve the problem. If you need more support than that, you may have eventually work with a trainer who being consistent, working with you at your house at a lower rate. I see with my online clients, we are pretty much done with this kind of behaviors in about 3 sessions, with aggression about 5 sessions. So we're really in a low cost coming in and considering the effects. If you want to, however, surrender your dog at the shelter, I would reconsider right now, and maybe you want to work with a rescue and become the foster of your dog that you want to surrender.
Perfect. Yeah.
Helping the rescue out, accommodating the dog is safe at your house. Okay, nothing can happen. And if your dog has certain signs of aggression, you can maintain it. You can manage it. You don't have to have everybody exposed. You don't have to have a party. You don't have the kids running around. But the dog is safe there until the rescue has time to organize it. It's not the rescues are waiting a fleet of cars just to pick up your dog. The rescue has to organize, dispatch, collect money, everything costs, the food, veterinary care. If your dog leaves from your place, goes to them, you usually don't have all the veterinary records together. All these things are a problem for the rescue, and they need to go up to date with everything. And they just cannot take a dog in a black bag and figure out what's happening next time the dog is being adopted. If you have a food problem, there are food banks available. You can get food from several rescues. Some shelters have overstock of food. Some pet shops have overstock of food, bags returned. So you want to reach out to a pet shop and says, hey, I have a crisis, I have a problem, I need some food. Don't hesitate. It's not a big thing. I, as a trainer, have a backup plan. I have, for example, donations from people, leftover sessions from people that people donate back to me, and I can give it to them for those people who don't have financial background to do a training session. And usually that helps. One session may help keep your dog at your house safe and your kids safe and your other pets safe. That's it.
Roman, let me interject. It's really true what you're really saying. And the problem is, I think, is a lot of these people that adopted these dogs, they don't know what to do, especially, now I'll tell you what's happening here. If they do try to bring their dog back to the shelter is not accepting it. They're not taking it in. So now the person has a choice. I'm just going to let the dog go. I don't have a rescue that will help me out. What do I do? And what you're really saying is that let's look at what the reasons why you want to relinquish them. Because, folks, if you do relinquish that dog after they've been in your house for a while, do you have any idea the ramifications of what will happen to that dog emotionally, psychologically, and of course, potentially be up for possible euthanasia because of space? Not because of behavior, but because of space, which is a real difficult thing. So understand why you took the dog in the first place. And now if you are having problems, Roman's suggesting reach out and find someone. And even if you call the rescue and they don't answer the phone, eventually there will be one that will. There'll be somebody that will answer the phone. So you have to be
I know of people
diligent.
who actually did a fundraiser. Says, hey guys, I have a problem with my dog. I want to keep my dog. This is the problem I have. And how much do they need? Like $500, $600? Just friends on Facebook, they will collect that in a day or two.
Right.
Likely, right? So don't hesitate to reach out for help. You're not alone. Everybody struggles. I struggle. I ask people for help. They came and helped me out with the property.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Ask and you shall receive. Isn't that the line? Yeah.
I remember I have a client actually who couldn't pay, and he says, "Hey, I'm a painter. I'm a painter. I'm an artist. I need help. I don't get any jobs right now." And I was like, "Okay, so fair trade. What do you think your training session is worth?" And he says, "I have a great painting. I really love it. I want you to have it." I was like, "Okay, let's fair trade. I get the painting. I do the training, and I had the traveling, so that's fine." So dog is safe, and I have a
Hey, Gaetan, now let's say, for instance, let's do a scenario like if you and Genevieve had fostered a dog during the pandemic, because, by the way, what they're saying is that statistics are many of the people that took the dogs are first-time dog owners that adopted them. So what would happen if all of a sudden and then you realized, oh my God, what do you think could be a reason why you would return the dog? Or you probably wouldn't. You wouldn't, as a matter of fact. But if you, for some reason, you had to, do you know what would happen to the dog or psychologically to you?
Well, it would be devastating at many levels. It would be devastating for us. It would be devastating for the dog. And I don't want to imagine the worst case scenario, but potentially the dog would be put down if there's no place, no space, no resources, no way of taking care. And I will definitively look at alternative on my side before getting rid of the dog. I will look at solution. I will look at, may I do something on the patio outside and make a little house for the dog there to expand the physical space. I will explore different scenario before I get to the ultimate decision of
Sorry.
yes. We lost Kathy. She's on the mute. Hello. You mute yourself, Kathy, or somebody.
I know. Yeah, I had some things going on in the background.
Okay, we didn't hear yet. So if my approach, and this is me, if I commit to have a dog in the house, I commit that for a lifetime, and it's a decision I will take with a lot of consideration. I look at, okay, case in point, I'm living in a 2-bedroom apartment right now because I'm planning to have a house built for us, Genevieve and I, my wife. And I look at the possibility of having a dog here for the last few months. And honestly, the second bedroom is used as the office. Hi. The first bedroom is used for Genevieve and I. And there's no other space there between the kitchen, the living room, and the dining room, which are like one space. And there's a second bathroom, which can be, okay, am I going to put the dog in the second bathroom overnight to make sure that he's not roaming around and things like that? And after careful consideration, we decide not to have a dog this time. So if I have choose to, I would have look at adding space or creating a space for the dog. And this is probably the alternative for us based on our current situation. If we have a dog, then we'll find a way to create a space for the dog, so he will know where to belong and where it is his space, and be comfortable in there. I don't want to think about the barbed wire or wire cage, like 3 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet, to put a dog in there. That's not what I have in mind.
Okay.
It's creating like a mini room or a mini shed, quote unquote, where if I take the scenario of putting that on the patio on the back of the house and having a room for him, that would be like more than a box made of wire. It would be like comfy, would be enough space for him to turn around, stand up, go in and go out at will. And that would be my approach. So
okay, all right.
That's my.
We want to say hello to a couple of people here, and I know this is off topic, but hey, Joe, I'm so sorry to hear this. She says, hi, Kathy and guys, I had to put my Jazzy girl to sleep on Monday. She was 14 years and 7 months. She had a wonderful life and is already missed. Oh, Joe, I'm so sorry. And she said, I got her ashes back today. Yes, all done in 3 days.
Sorry for you.
You know, it's what's wonderful is that people are reaching out to her. That's great. So sorry for your loss. Run free, Jazzy. Our fur babies are our family prayers. And then thank you, Peggy and Dale. Dale's here. Or no, that wasn't the one here. Dale says, sorry for your loss means so much. We got Sebastian here. And then he says, so sad to hear. It's never easy, no matter how how great a life they've lived. And then my dogs own the house. I am allowed to use some corners as an incentive for being a well-behaved human. Hey, absolutely, boy, I sure get that.
That's almost my condition too.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a thing now when you think about, we're talking in this show about having a dog and then relinquishing it, and then you have people that have had dogs for 13, 14, 15 years. I have 14-year-old, and it's hard for people like us who keep them no matter what, through thick or thin. We'd find a way to keep them. So the subject about what to do, Roman's come up with some great suggestions. Now we're going to go to the second half of our show, which is the unbelievable thing that's going on with parvovirus and distemper. Roman, do you have, you know what, I think I'm going to, before you go into that, I'm going to play a, where is it here? Oh, maybe I didn't put it in here, did I? No, I guess I didn't. Shoot, I got to find one here. Anyway, veterinarians, they're warning that pet owners about there's a new strain of potentially deadly parvovirus, and it's called parvovirus 2. And apparently, even with the normal traditional ways of treating parvo, it's not doing any good. Are you familiar with this, Roman?
I'm not familiar with this, but with my experience over the years, and I think you have too, the best support is healthy feeding as much as possible, preventing the puppies, boosting their immune system, and making that parvo treatment as quickly as possible through alternative treatments that don't cause such extreme side effects. But I'm not a veterinarian. I always consult with my holistic veterinarians about this kind of stuff. But I haven't seen a study yet. I don't know. I haven't seen that new strain information yet. So I appreciate you sharing with me. I'm going to look at that.
Okay, now it's, he says, I'm going to study what this parvovirus is. I have 2 dogs and 28 foster puppies. I need to make sure that they are safe from this. Is there a specific region or global? Well, Sebastian, what we're finding right now, at least in this area here, that healthy puppies are tested for parvo. They're tested for parvo. They're tested for distemper, for giardia. Everything is clear. They get transported, and the receiver tests for parvo on the other side. Now, let's say it's like a 48-hour difference on the other side with the receiver, and they test the exact same puppies, and they have parvo or distemper. How is that? How can that happen? So there are some theories that many of the rescues right now are giving more than 2 shots. They're giving 3 shots. And some are saying, well, it's a live virus and maybe it's reducing the immune system, which could possibly be. Who knows? We don't know that yet.
Well,
yeah, okay.
I'm just being kind of like asking questions like I have no clue, which I don't. If a dog is being vaccinated for parvo, he should show positive to parvo after vaccination.
Exactly, but they're not. They're not. So, you've got, if you think that you're taking here's my scenario. I take my dog to the vet. I get the parvo shot. I get the distemper. I get the giardia. I get the shots. I've got the bordetella. I've got them all there. And I'm feeling really comfy that my dog is comfortable. But now all of a sudden they're saying that regardless of whether you have these vaccinations, the dogs are being exposed to it. So here we are, almost like COVID, if you think about it.
I would say it's a hot story. Let's look at that a little bit. If we have updates, we're gonna post them here. I'm sure we have veterinarians that are supporting the show that can give us clear answers to that, because I don't know. I don't know either.
It's a matter to investigation and research.
Exactly, Inspector.
Yes, I will release my inspection to the authority and share the information with the public.
Okay. All right. Okay. So anyway, we wanted to talk about that and what can you do? What they're suggesting, what groups are suggesting is that look for the signs: diarrhea, vomiting, being lethargic, bloody stools. What other signs are there, Roman? Oh, of parvo, you don't know. Okay. He's saying, let's look into it. Anyway, if you see some of these and you think to yourself, well, my dog has already had the shot, so they couldn't possibly get it, you might want to do that. Sebastian, in terms of puppies are the most vulnerable imaginable. I would strongly suggest that if you have an outside, if you can keep them inside for at least 8 weeks, if you're foster, how old are they, by the way? Sebastian, how old are they? Are they 5 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever? Just let me know. If they are young, absolutely, they can be exposed, and it could happen overnight. You could have a test one day, and then the following day it's something different. So you really have to pay attention. You want to pay attention to where you're bringing them in the outside area. If you can, I know some people say that bleach water will kill parvo, but if you can't invest in anything else, then at least put bleach and really spray it in your backyard so that you get some kind of a disinfectant out there. Rescue or something like that is much better. But if anything, at least use bleach. And it's yes.
Don't drink it.
No, don't drink it. Yeah.
No, the guy said it, but don't drink it. Just in case.
Okay. Yeah. So those are the issues. So now, as long as we opened up the subject with, and this is not on our agenda, with Joe, you know, when especially when you lose an animal that's at that age, I know that a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, so sorry for your loss," and it doesn't do it helps a little bit. But I'm going to make a suggestion because I've done it a number of times, and I had an 18-year-old dog, and everyone kept saying, "Oh, you need to get another dog. You need to get another dog." I'm going to suggest this to you. If you have a piece of his hair or a piece of the dog's clothing or something like that, put that out so that any dog that you bring in, first off, go and get a foster right away. Foster someone. If foster a dog if you can't. If you can't, that's okay too. But the sooner you do is great. In my case, I took in 3 fosters, and the 3rd foster went under the bed and found my Maggie's toys, embraced those toys, took that toy and brought it to me, and the connection that was there that immediately came with that foster to me was that's
reincarnation.
it.
I know where I have my
Foster failure here, totally from the get-go, because yes, you're absolutely right. I said, Maggie sent you. That's what I said, because I really felt that there she was, this new one came, and her name was Mandy. She came and just totally took my heart away. So you will know, Joe, when it's right time for you. Roman, you want to comment on that for a second?
I mean, when we lost a dog, I think mourning is important. Mourning, how you say that, right?
Mourning, yeah, that's right.
Mourning, yes.
We should do that. I feel we should open our heart and let the grief come out. And once the grieving time is over, or we feel more confident about it, then they should get a puppy. I don't think people who didn't born their lost dog should get a dog, because that dog doesn't have a space in their heart yet.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's my take.
So you don't think that somebody should foster right away?
No.
No?
It's my opinion. Okay, my opinion. Everybody should kind of like take the time, maybe a month, think about it.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, to me, that's right away.
If I lost my dog, I'll take a dog in. I don't think it would be such easy.
Okay,
there's a time factor here.
Yeah,
I think
we're just talking about time. See, to me, a month is right away. Yeah.
I mean, I know.
I didn't mean the next day.
Our dog in August, so it's been almost a year, and we kind of like mistakenly, hey Barnaby, oh
Yeah, Barnaby's
yeah,
not there.
he's not been here anymore. Okay, yeah, but we're looking for a puppy, but it's already 8 months past.
Yeah. Yeah, and I get that. So to you, that time, to me, that's right away. In other words, what I'm saying is don't ever say, I'll never have another dog again. Because you know you don't really mean that. You do at the moment, but you don't really mean that in the long run. If you're an animal lover, that's important to you.
Yep.
So
I said that when I had my first dog, and then at some point I had 13 dogs.
Yeah. She says, I have a 6-year-old mini Foxy that I've had since a puppy. She misses her best friend too. Now that's another subject about dogs in the family that lose another dog that is their partner. They grieve just like you do.
Oh yeah, they do. And especially if they have codependent relationships, that things can be a little bit more complicated than just grieving about it.
Right.
I would like.
Oh, let's ask Mohammed. Mohammed might eventually.
Oh yeah. Hey. Hey, Buka. Question. We're trying to find out what is the big deal with Parvo right now. There's so much Parvo and so much distemper. He's in Argentina, but I would imagine that it's all over right now because it really seems to be. Is there any precautions that you can offer to people that would help them to understand how can you be tested for Parvo and distemper and expect that your dog is being protected, and then all of a sudden it comes down with Parvo or distemper? How can that be in a short period of time? Is there any precautions? Okay, so we expect you to write that down in 30 seconds.
Or you can send him a link and have him on the show.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, that's okay. Muka, do you want to be on the show? You can more than welcome to be on the show if you'd like to. I can send you a link privately. Just say yes or no, or not now. Okay, so anyway, what I wanted to say is that I prepared something, and I wasn't going to show it today, but for you, Joe, I want you to see this because I think all of us think the same thing. If there was a way that we could visit Rainbow Bridge where our dogs are, we'd be happy campers. So here you go. I guess the day has finally arrived when I know that Rainbow Bridge finally has visiting hours. I've been waiting for such a long time so that I can visit with my fur baby, and now comes that magical moment when we're reunited. Oops, you know what? It was only in my dream, but it was so real. It really was so real. I can't imagine having my life without my dog. So for me, I want to be able to remember him all the time, every day, every minute, and I will hold him in my heart forever.
That's very sweet.
Oh, thanks. Okay, let's see here, Muka. Okay. What did Roman do? Oh, like
you make a face.
Oh,
a puppy face.
Okay, so Muka says we have a big problem about the two diseases. Yes, we do. So you know what? Maybe at one point, Muka, you can direct us, and maybe we can have you on the show, and we'll discuss this. Okay. All right. You know what, folks? This is a shorter show today. So
short and sweet.
For our dog thoughts, I have a small little thing. And here's our dog thought for the day. That's it.
Short, clear. I mean, I have all my expectations about my dog. And
you what?
I have all my expectations of having a guardian dog.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You're safe. No doubt about it.
Totally safe. No dreams.
Oh, wait. It looks as though Muka. Oh, here he goes. There you go. Thank you. He says, for comparison between Parvo and distemper. The distemper is more dangerous and always be confused between other diseases because of the clinical presentation form. The distemper in many times presented as digestive and respiratory form, then it passes to the nervous system. Thank you, Muka, for that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, neurologically with distemper, that's pretty much how you can tell it's more distemper, because when the puppy goes into head bobbing or something like that, then it becomes really prevalent. So anyway, that's our show for today, folks. This was an easy breezy, fun one for us to have for today. So we will see you. Any closing statements, guys?
It was a serious topic. We need to consider that with a seriousness, I think.
Well, I think everything is serious about the dogs being returned from the shelter. I just cringe thinking about the overcrowdedness, or if a shelter is not taking in the animals, where are they going? That's a major concern to me. Where are they going? And if they're out on the streets again, and they have to go through the whole process again of finding a home, all that, how sad. So folks, please think before you relinquish an animal if you got them during the pandemic and now you can't afford them. Roman came up with some really, really good suggestions and options and things and people that you can reach out to. And as terms of parvovirus and distemper, watch your animals, even though they've been vaccinated. Watch them. Watch who you are around. If they go, and especially in parvo, it's contagious, highly contagious. Make sure that your animals, for now, if you take them to a dog park, I don't know, be careful there. Okay, and Roman,
I would say when you have a problem with your dog, not with COVID, be proactive. Your dog will have separation anxiety. Your dog will have behavior issues because of lack of socialization. Be proactive, reach out. You can reach out to me, holisticdogtraining.org, and we can schedule a session. If you cannot afford it, I have documents and I have videos I can forward you, so you can at least stabilize the situation until you get back on your feet.
Okay. And Muka came up with another one here. He says, but now this is going back to parvo, but now there are so many medications that support the immunity system to help the body to overcome the infection, like immunoglobulin, interferons, and some antivirals drugs. And he says the most important in parvo is maintenance and dehydration. Yes, dehydration, very good. We totally missed that. Rain hydration. Okay, yeah. And prevent further loss if we achieve this, plus doing the treatment with antiemetics and antibiotics and over-the-counter secondary bacterial infections, antacid in much cases will be resolved. Totally agree with that. And I guess where we're at with the final on the disease end of it is people panic when their dog gets sick and they take them to the vet right away. And in some cases, you can't get into the vet for 4 or 5 days. So if they're not being hydrated, if you
call the vet first.
Yeah, right. But get them in. Okay, then that's it. And Joe will end that with a dog is for life. Yeah. Thanks, Joe. And anything else you guys want to say before we go?
When somebody said to Kathy, "Oh, you should have a new dog," it's not a disposable good, and it's never too early for a dog to pass away. And when somebody said, "Oh, you should get another dog," and meaning by that, trash this one and get a new one, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's hurting when you say something to anybody. I think it's hurt the person who hear that, because I don't think Caddy is ready to trash Charlie.
No. This is only if your dog passes to get another dog.
Yeah, I understand that part, but if the dog is alive and tell you get another dog, well, yeah, I'm not sure that.
Well, okay, then I know we were going to go, but let me explain why I say that. Because deep down in your heart, if you're an animal lover and a dog lover, you know that that dog represented a lot of good, wonderful times in your life, and they may have changed it and complemented it, and that you connected with it at the heart. When you lose that, that doesn't mean that you're giving up the love that you've had for that other dog, but you have so much more to give to another dog.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
that's very positive. So, yes,
Okay.
good.
All right.
Because the way you said it, I thought the person was saying, "Get rid of the dog, get a new one."
No. Oh gosh, no. Yeah.
I hope
Okay.
not.
All right. We're
Okay,
going.
thank you,
Okay.
Roman.
Thanks.
Bye, Kathy.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye
See you
bye.
next time. Bye
Bye.
bye.